In this worked example, we're going to be estimating the area under a curved line, but we don't need to be counting squares. So instead, we're going to draw in some triangles to estimate that total area. I'm going to start by drawing in a couple of triangles. And I reckon if I put in a line like this, and this is just an approximate kind of triangle, and I guess you can see what I'm doing is there's points where I'm overestimating and also underestimating the area. And my hope is that these two things sort of combine. So there's going to be some areas like these, which should then cancel out some of these other areas. Okay, so this is just a quick way of estimating that. So now we've got a triangle and we can work out what the area is. So the area is going to be equal to half base times height. So that's going to be a half times the base goes from 1 to 7, so that's 6.0, and the height is 8. So that's a half times 6 times 8, so half of 48, which is equal to 24. Now we've now got to have a look at the units. Now we have a force in kilonewtons, and we're multiplying that by a time in milliseconds, and therefore what we've got is something times 10 to the 3, multiplied by something times 10 to the minus 3. So effectively those two things cancel out. And that means the area here would be equal to 24 Newton seconds. And it's just worth pointing out here that that's actually the area in Newton seconds. If we actually had a look at the number of smaller squares, each of those smaller squares, because it's a kilonewton times half a millisecond, each square would be equal to 0.5 Newton seconds, but because what I've done is I've taken data from the axes and used that, that's why this isn't actually the total number of squares, but it's the total area in Newton seconds that we've just calculated. So there we go. Estimating it like this is a lot quicker, definitely a lot quicker than counting squares, and provided you get the lines in the right place, this is a good estimate of that final number. By the way, this is just one of many videos I've made covering all of the maths that you need to understand for A-level physics. It's part of the mini course, which includes many more topic videos, multiple worked examples, and also a guide that you can download. You can find all of this over at alevelphysicsonline.com.